All right, I shot a video where I kind of did my 3 buckets packing to kind of show you my resupply strategy and also my food strategy. And I realized a couple things. One, I am a New Yorker and I talk really quick. And I saw, I said coffee, so that was pretty funny. But yeah, I wanted to kind of do a slower explanation of my resupply strategy. So I'm going to break it down to 3 parts. And this is my first resupply. And I'm going to kind of go over each thing. But this is going to be the first resupply that's going to go in my Mount Williamson. So my resupply strategy is I've got a full bear can, and we're going to do that pack out in a separate video. But we've got our Mount Williamson, we've got our VVR, and our Reds. And I'm also stopping at MTR where I'm going to get a meal and raid their buckets. That's part of my strategy. But Mount Williamson, I'll actually have, and I'm a little bit worried about this because I basically have in my bear can 6 dinners, 6 lunches, and it's pretty packed. This Mount Williamson, which is this, has all got to fit into my bear can. It's 7 dinners, 7 lunches, 5 breakfasts, couple power bars, 8 days of snacks and salts and creatine and all that good stuff. But I'm gonna go through it real slowly so you can see kind of my strategy, what I'm thinking, and I don't really have to pack it. I'm just gonna throw it in here, and we're actually shipping all this out tomorrow. So I'm gonna work backwards. I'm gonna start with dinner, and the dinner is like really, the key thing. It's gonna be your one big meal. It's where you're gonna be getting a lot of your protein. It's gonna set you up for the next day. It really is important that you're getting food that you like at dinner. And I did try out a bunch of different stuff. These are some of my favorites. This is absolutely my favorite. I'm only bringing one. One, it's expensive. I've got more for later in the trail, but 2, it's a big one. And because I've got 8 days of food, I'm only bringing 1 for this sector. These grass-fed bison chili, you can see they're really small. So Heather's Choice, this is all natural, gluten-free, 41 grams of protein in this little bad boy. And also, and I just like it. I like chili, bison, just good stuff. So 3 of those. So that's 3, that's 4 dinners. Then this peanut stew, it's only got 10 grams of protein. It's just kind of a change of pace. It's also small. I don't know about this one, but I just throwing that in the mix for a little change of pace. These backpackers pantries, which are the only thing I haven't tried, and I've read mixed things. I think a lot of people like them. It's got 41 grams of protein, and just like a nice change up. And I'm gonna actually review every meal I eat on the trail. So those will be some more content videos for us. And then we got this Cuban rice ball, which I'm also, another one I haven't tried, but read good things about it. So we'll try that one on the trail. So those are my dinners. All right. And then again, working backwards, lunches. So lunches for me are going to be wraps. And I'm only bringing this one thing of wraps. I do have other wraps for later in the trail that I'll be using. Actually, I think actually we're going to bring some of these along. So we're going to bring some of these flour tortilla wraps just for a change of pace, and we can do that with our lunch and with our dinner. We can even stick our dinner. And then I got these coconut wraps. What I really do for my lunch most of the time is I do this coconut wrap, and I throw in these raw honeys, which give you a lot of energy for that midday push, kind of get you home. So I put those on the wraps, and then I put like these almond butters or these peanut butters from Justin. Again, most of this stuff, I've done a lot of research on this. High in protein, gluten-free stuff, organic stuff, as much as I can. I try to go like as low gluten and high energy and lightweight. And these are actually not that light, but I balanced in how much the stuff weighs compared to what you're getting, because you got to carry all this. So that's kind of my lunch, but really my lunch plan is just snacking all day. So that's kind of like a big snack. It's not like a true lunch. So one of the things I'll be snacking in all day is this kind of trail mix that I made myself. It's a combination of some seeds that I eat all the time and different energy trail mixes combined with other kind of anti-inflammatory, antioxidant type fruits and dried fruits and nuts and all that good stuff. So this will be big energy on it. And then it's the rest of it is, you know, and we'll do breakfast last, is, oh, by the way, these olive oil packs, so these are great and they're pretty lightweight, and you stick one of these in your dinner each night and gives you some extra calories, because it's just, you just really can't get enough calories on the trail. So one of those goes in your dinner every night, or if you want, you could stick it in with, you know, something else you're eating, but I think that's where it's going to taste best, where you don't know much about it. And then it's going to be snacks. So I'm big on these cinnamon honey stingers. Cinnamon is really good for your blood sugars, and they're really delicious, and they pack a wallop in terms of calories and carbs. And you know, when you're feeling, and the cinnamon one, by the way, is gluten-free. Not all of these the honey stingers are gluten-free, but this one is. And so when you're feeling a little tired, you know, those are a big pick-me-up on the trail. I also throw in my water every day a thing of creatine. That just helps keep you, you know, I'm not really going to be doing, I'm a big vitamin guy. I'm not really going to be doing much of that on the trail, but I will do my creatine every day. And then it's more snacks. So I got 2 Con bars, which I love, but, and they're lightweight. I do worry about like how melty they're going to get on the trail, so I'm only bringing 2 of those. I've got 2 of these, which are going to be maybe like even breakfast substitutes, but they're just these RX bars, so 2 of those. I got this packaroon for free from one of these food companies. Oh, this is Heather's Choice. So I'm bringing one along. Never tried it, but it's very lightweight, so I like that. And then these are also, you know, if you're going by the light, this does take up some room, but if you go by the lightweight approach to what it gives you, you know, 14 grams of protein. It's got sugar. It's kind of a dessertish thing, so this could be a dessert at night, or it could be something on the trail if you just want to pick me up. But uber light. They do take up a little space, but not too bad. And then I'm not even a huge beef jerky guy, but I am a protein guy. And generally, what I'm eating most of the time at home is, you know, big steaks, chicken, eggs, and you know, obviously we're not going to be having as much of that stuff. So I do beef jerky every now and then. You know, I can't say that I love it, but it's not bad. And I figure if I'm hungry, this will be like kind of, you know, a way for me to get my protein. So I bring a bunch of those. These honey stingers, these are caffeinated chews, and it's just kind of like an easy snack and, you know, power you up. And then also I've got these gummies, these Black Forest gummies, which I'm a big fan of. So those are going to come along as well, and that's just like a nice treat on the trail to keep you going. These are just some Manuka honey sucking candies, which also gives you a little bit of sugar, but they're also good for your throat and have other benefits. So I like them. I throw a handful of those in. I've got my Justin peanut butter cups. Again, worried about melting, but you gotta have your candy treats. My peanut caramel nougat bar, which are just basically like organic Snickers. We'll bring a pack of those. I also bring a chocolate bar, my dark chocolate almond sea salt. That's kind of my dessert at night, along with my hot cocoa, which I might even throw it into the morning mix. But I bring a bunch of hot cocos, and they're delicious. It's just a nice respite on the trail to get that. This is also a mushroom hot cocoa. Gonna try that. Got that for free too. Like the free stuff. Tuna, I'm a big tuna guy, and I really originally planned to do tuna every day for lunch. Problem with the tuna is I worry about the smell. Getting, you know, we're gonna be stinking out there as we are. Now you're gonna get tuna in the mix, trying to clean it up after. I worry about it, but I really do thrive on tuna. So I'm bringing one. I'm gonna have that on the last lunch before I go into town. And if I feel like, oh, that wasn't too bad, then maybe I'll, you know, pick up some more of these when I'm in Independence. But so I'm just bringing one as long, and I've actually got to add a mayo pack to this. And then these are my salts, and I've got way too many, but my buddy Paul is officially coming now, so he's going to, you know, he'll be the beneficiary of having some of these extras. But, you know, I don't know. I just probably don't need this many. Let's take a few out. Let's take these armors out, and we'll just stick with these, with this Mountain Ops brand. Again, probably too many, but, you know, another one of those things, safe than sorry. This is kind of my little morning granola, just to kind of break things up. And then my breakfasts, as you can see, are, I've got 2 of these granola with blueberries. So I did use the backpackers for my breakfast. You know, they're decent. Peanut butter, banana, oatmeal, and honestly, like, I could almost go without breakfast, but just because there's going to be so many miles and so much calorie burn, I'm going to do my best to force myself to have something. I've got a bunch of these mueslis in the other cans, but I'm only having one this week. And then we got the calorie breakfast bowl. And the last but not least is my pineapple, which I'll probably eat most of this right away, but this is very anti-inflammatory. I'm a huge fan of dried pineapple. And then the rest of the stuff that's going in my can, I'm going to throw in one of these insect repellents in case we're running low. This is my, this is just an emergency backup water purification, but hopefully we're just going to be filtering stuff. We're going to throw in one of our sun bombs, which is a local Florida guy. I'm going to throw in some Cabo wipes in case we're running low on those. And we'll throw in another one of the sun bomb lip balms. And that's it. That, my friends, is our Mount Williamson Independence. And all that's got to fit into a bear can that's about that big. So it won't fit, but we're going to eat a bunch of it, and we're going to see. We'll have to make some choices depending on how we did the first week, what we liked the first week in our bear can. We will probably leave some stuff for some other hikers. But, oh, almost forgot and these are my eye drops, because it gets very dry out there in the mountains. If you're like me, you wear contacts or you just get dry eyes, these are great. And just, you know, throw one of those in each morning or each night, and you're doing great. And that's my bucket number 1. Bucket number 2 coming tomorrow. All right, thanks very much. We'll see you on the trail.